Salutations from the sixth side. This is Six Scale Combat, and we are cooking with tinfoil. This is actually sort of a non-scheduled stream that we're doing. I'm here with my online buddy, the Boxing Jedi, and yeah, this guy he has a really great channel, dude. Boxing, you changed the name of your channel. Why is this?
I just like the Boxing Jedi as well as just basically it was a bit too long, you know what I mean, and as well as it being a temple, it's mostly you know uh a, a close and personal with boxing and Star Wars, so I
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now that's what I dig about your
didn't
channel.
want it to sound
It's
too
like
too open as to an yeah, yeah.
it's like really eclectic. You know what I mean? You just you took two topics that are sort of close to your heart, and you built your channel around that. And for the people who don't know your channel, you've got a lot of vids, man. I mean, you've been podcasting and doing vids for a long time, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been on YouTube for a very long time, man, and just kicking it with the best of them on here. Definitely, man. And you have great work as well, man. I'm subscribed as well.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I just kind of, it's sort of my soapbox, and I use it for all of my hobby stuff,
Right,
and also to rant about all the shit that's going on, both on the internet and also in real life.
right.
And it's just a real medium, and I think we should all use it before they all censor it to shit,
Oh
before we
yeah.
can't say anything anymore, because yeah, it's sort of heading that way. I don't want to jump into the politics straight away, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just my channel is just for sort of random stuff, and nowadays I like hanging out with you guys. So yeah, that's really cool. And I must
Yeah,
say,
man.
thank you for being on. It's really been quite disturbing trying to get a hold of you because
It's my bad, man. I'm around. I'm basically trying to do what you're doing. Networking with some good people from different communities as well. Thanks, sweetheart. And just basically, just trying to open up, a show called the Male Toxicity Show. With
yeah, yeah,
Mox. Yeah,
I
and
did
stuff.
catch that. Yeah, okay, can you are you sort of collaborating with other people on that?
Oh
Because
yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's me, the Star Wars dad, Stephanie Janizek, Mox, Rocks, and Craig's from Reviews from You. And
okay, cool, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and we just basically got together and every Monday at 7, my channel, the Boxing Jedi. We just get together, man, and we would love to have you on the panel, man, for a show. That'll be
Hey,
awesome.
listen, man, I'm feeling so toxic, you can't believe it.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. We'll see if yeah, yeah, man. We put you up in there,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. See, that's another problem. I've been so busy. I'm actually sort of catching up on everybody's videos,
Right,
and
right.
usually I sort of lurk and troll the live chats and whatever. And it's also but this is also good for your own channel. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah,
go on lots of people's chats, you can sort of what do you call it? Sort of do advertisement for your own channel in a sort of funny sort of way,
yeah.
not in a direct way, but just via your remarks and your presence.
Right,
And I've
right.
really been missing that with all the stuff that's gone. And that's actually something I have to say to anyone listening. Maybe you've noticed that the last video I did was 3 weeks ago, and
Mm.
this was about me customizing the 1911 pistol. And I
Right,
haven't
right.
made any videos or any streams after that, just because I've been really busy, and I haven't by no means given up on this channel. In fact, I hope to really step up a lot of content. But yeah, I'm also working on a very big project that's directly related to this channel. I don't want to say too much about it yet,
Uh,
let's say content wise,
okay.
but it does have to do with art. And man, I did want to ask you something because I saw some of your drawings. You're actually a really good artist, man, Jedi. I mean,
Thank
that's
you, my brother. Thank you. Yeah,
because
I've been, drawing for a very, very long time, and I've been an artist basically for a long time. It all started with drawing, and then all of a sudden, I just started, filling out all types of areas in art. So I'm very well versed in art,
yeah, for
from
sure.
from oil painting to animation. So, you
I
know,
saw some of your. I think there's sort of panels, sort of square panels. You did. I think maybe you did some superheroes or something.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, that stuff is good enough to hang on my wall. So
Thanks,
I was
brother.
like, do you sell some of that stuff, man? Do you sell your art or not?
Yeah, I do commission work. I also do dioramas and stuff like that. For figurines and collectors as well.
That's
So
another thing I want to talk about because those dios, man, they're really, really awesome. The stuff
thank you,
that you do, that's
thanks,
like
bro.
almost professionally made. And I know how hard it is to do all of this stuff with toys because of my 1/6 photography.
Yeah,
I built these sets. I did a Stalingrad set. I did all this Vietnam stuff, and
nice.
it's very meticulous. You have to really have an eye for detail.
Yes,
And the thing that I wanted to remark on your work is that it almost looks commercial, man. I mean, it really looks like it's store bought almost. So I'm very impressed by the dioramas you did. I think you did one sort of smashed wall. I
yes.
think it was a Hulk for a Hulk, or you used some other figures. But man, that thing looks great, man. That thing looks really good.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
So
Very
maybe
humble.
my suggestion is that at a certain point in time, maybe we should collaborate on some sort of a toy project. I think that would be really cool.
I
And
was
for
just
those
gonna ask you
people,
that. I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just gonna ask you that. Let's collaborate, brother.
There's one thing, man, guys. For those of you who don't know the boxing, he's actually doing what is it, a 112 scale Millennium Falcon?
Oh,
Are you
it's yeah. It's
that
for the
thing?
yeah. It's for the
That is
six. Yeah. It's for the 1/12 scale figures, but it's like table size. It's huge. It's
That is
detailed.
ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. That is
Yeah.
so cool. That is really
Thanks,
cool.
brother. Thank you, man. Oh man. Peace out, Hybrid 95 in the chat. Peace everybody in the chat, man. Hope you're
Hey,
having
that's
a great
cool. We got
afternoon.
people in the chat. I'm gonna try to check it out without getting any static. Oh yeah, there you go, hybrid sir. That's really cool, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I about those set pieces. For a long time, it's sort of been my wish to do sort of the cabin of an ATST walker. The chicken walkers.
Yes, man. I seen your work, man, and I tell you guys, man, Six is nasty. He's awesome, bro. He got some skills, kid. And
Yeah, it's really
I love
cool.
the way you weathered, man. Some of the that I think it was the Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that
Well,
was
it
great.
wasn't just weathering. I actually changed because it's one of the new archive figures, the 112 archive figures. So you
Right,
have the
yes.
Boba Fett, IG-88,
Yes.
Bosk, and Luke. But
Yeah.
Luke is wearing his X-wing suit, and
Yeah.
of course, I sort of focus on Empire Strikes Back, on Hoth,
Hmm.
and to a lesser degree on the Rogue One stuff. But I just really wanted Luke Skywalker in his cold weather snowspeeder suit. So I just sort of decided to
It looked
bust out
fantastic,
the
man.
Sculpey. Yeah,
It
that
looked
was a fun
fantastic,
project,
bro.
though. That
Oh
was a
yeah.
fun project. And actually, I kind of made the shift from 1/6 a little bit because that's becoming to be sort of a rich man's game. I mean, these
Oh
these
yeah.
figures, they're like $200, $300,
Yep.
and I just can't argument to myself or to my family buying such a figure. And because what I do, I don't keep them boxed. I fucking take them apart. I torture them. I do all this shit to them. And I
Hey
can't,
man. Hey,
I,
you know
I
what's
can't do
funny?
it. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was talking with my wife the other day, and and my sister-in-law, and they were like, you have all these toys, and I'm like, excuse me, ladies, they're not toys, okay? When you're children and you play with them, they're toys.
Yeah.
When you're older and you're a man, they're collectibles, okay? Oh
Yeah, for
yes.
sure.
So then, what are you doing with all of these little sets that you make? What we're doing is they're called movable shelves, okay?
There you
All
go.
right.
There you go.
Okay, and you have to let everybody know, man. This is the okay. Look, some guys collect cars, some guys collect,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
money, some guys collect motorcycles. We do collectibles and figurines. What's wrong with that?
I have a better one for you, man. Next time they start on that path, tell them you're doing pop culture miniatures.
There we go. There we go.
you know?
Pop culture. I'm a pop culture
Yeah,
miniature
yeah, that's
master.
it.
Yeah,
It's
that'll work.
you're sort of a disciple of Warhol, man. That's there's like a direct lineage between the Campbell soup cans, all the art prints, and between your toy work, man. I'm telling you,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
man. And
Same structures.
everybody's got a little bit of George Lucas in them. Everybody's got a creator in them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And that's more and more as I interact with people on YouTube and on other platforms, I find myself being drawn more towards people who actually create stuff and contribute in a positive way, more so than people who bitch and moan on every stream and every show they do. Because there's a lot of that going on as well. And
Yeah,
of course, I like a nice rant now and again.
yeah,
I like the fact that we actually can still critique stuff, but it's also good to sort of engage with your hobbies in a positive way, you know. And I think that's what you do. That's what other guys do. All of the comics gate guys, you know, who sort of
Yes.
decided to step beyond the bounds of the big two and all of the comic book industry and just do their own shit. I think that's so cool, man.
Oh yeah.
I really think that's so
Oh
cool.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Peace to the punkster. He says, I collect debts.
yeah, I hear Punkster collects money, and actually he collects subscribers as well. Punkster has a really large channel, and he
Awesome,
has some really good content, man. So
awesome.
Punkster, I
Honored,
really appreciate you being here, man. That's
honored.
cool stuff, man.
Welcome,
Cool stuff.
punkster. He says,
So
I
hold on.
collect fat.
I collect fluff in my navel, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So,
man.
guys, you have to. I have to apologize because I really have sort of a lung infection, so I have to cough a little bit. I'm going to turn off the mic and do a cough. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh man, I hope you get better,
my
man.
god.
I hope you get better, brother.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. I have to get some sort of antibiotics, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what would be good for that too? Green tea and ginseng. Hot green tea with ginseng. Yourself
Yeah.
some Panax ginseng, put it inside of your tea, man.
That
That'll be
ginseng, that's
yeah.
magic stuff, brother. That's magic stuff because that's almost like, you know, like methamphetamine, like speed, but in a natural sort of way. It gets you
Yeah.
such a positive sort of go get it feeling the whole day, you know?
Yeah.
The ginseng. Have you heard about that show? I don't know. It's somewhere in the south, and it's like the ginseng cowboys. They
No,
sort
no.
of they dig for the roots, and actually, there's a lot of money going on in ginseng. Yeah,
Oh wow.
and so they're like sort of ginseng pirates, and they shoot at each other, and they sort of do rib deals and all that stuff.
Damn.
Like, crazy stuff going on, man.
This is crazy. Man.
I'm gonna look up that show for you, man. I'm gonna
Yeah,
drop a
yeah.
link.
Oh, that'd be
That's really
awesome.
funny stuff.
Thanks.
Of course, I have nothing against people from the South, but they have sort of a demeanor about them. You know what I mean? And it's really entertaining. It's really entertaining to
Yeah.
watch. Yeah. So, my man, I have some sad news.
Yeah.
It's actually something that came to my attention just mere minutes before we started the stream. But have you heard about Tim Conway? He's a comedian actor. And
Oh yeah. Yeah.
he was actually the voice of Barnacle Boy on a SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh
And
yeah.
he passed away. And
Oh
then
man.
I sort of fell into a quick rabbit hole, but apparently the guy who did SpongeBob is also dead.
What?
And all shows dying off, man. It's really crazy.
Damn, man. Yeah, I mean, I remember Tim Conway. If this is the same old school Tim Conway that I remember, right? The
Yeah,
comedian.
85. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, man. He had some great work. He used to always hang around Carol Burnett, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah, Benny Hill, other greats as well, man. Rest in
Yeah, and a
peace.
couple of days ago, Doris Day died. I didn't even know she was still alive, man.
Me either, man. I'm like, what?
She
Wait,
hung on, you know.
yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes I feel like we've like these events already happened and shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird, man. It's like a deja vu, sort of a glitch in the goddamn matrix at certain points, brother.
Well, I guess especially for actresses when they reach a certain age, they
Yeah,
tend to keep sort of a low profile, you know, because it's all sort of past glory and whatever. But yeah, I did check out some stuff about her she did before, and she was actually pretty hot, man. So yeah,
yeah.
good
She
for her.
was,
Good to know.
yeah, man, yeah, man. A lot of the the old school women from back in the days were real classic looking, man. Like Linda
Sure,
Carter,
yeah,
like in the '70s, like Linda Carter,
yeah.
she was, oh my god, dynamite, and they were very classic looking, and it's very rare that you get them now.
Well, now you're talking about something, man, because I think the '70s, because you were sort of you mentioned two things. You mentioned the Matrix, and you also mentioned the '70s. And I think actually during the end of the '70s, the world was sort of drawn into a vortex, and now we sort of live in an alternate timeline where it's sort of bizarre world. Up is down, down is up, and it's just all really weird. And I think we really lost something during the '70s because sure, we had sort of the same sort of divides, the same sort of polarization that's going on right now. But there was also, let's say, more of a unity between people,
Oh yeah.
eventually. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think nowadays, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. It's like this perfect storm between the media, between globalism, big global companies, between political ideals that sort of pitch people against each other. And yeah, that stuff's just not cool, man. What do you think about that?
I shit. I sit here on my days off of work, and when I'm not with my family, and I think about this whole thing, and I filter it out sixth, and I tell you like this, brother. Uh, you know, People are just fucking dumb. I mean, look, it's so simple to just sit back and say to yourself, okay, these people are trying to put us against each other. Let's just chill, okay? Because really, if we look at our arguments of political views, if we take the political realm out of our lives, we're human beings, bro. Like this is all a big program. It's a program, and if you follow it, you get sucked in, and then you wind up looking like them, or you and being used the way we're being used now, and it's like a lot
Exactly.
of
We're
yeah, a lot
being
of
used.
yeah.
That's the right word. We're being used. There's actually, I think there's sort of a nefarious agenda of especially the media companies. They don't give a shit about all the ideologies.
Right.
All they care about is drama for clicks, you know. And I
Yep.
think that sort of trickles down to all the lower tier creators, and it's all the same mantra, you know, drama for clicks, get
Oh
them
yeah.
in. Make your voice even more ridiculous than the voice before. You know, people are gonna hear it. I don't know. I think that's what's going on, actually. You know, but
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's crazy, man. It's
so
crazy.
regarding, let's say, current political topics, is there anything outrageous you want to say? Anything about what's been going on in your parts of the world?
Oh yeah, man. Sheesh. Where to start? There's so many things happening. I mean, now they got this. They have the elite actors from Hollywood talking about no sex ban. They want to pass something where they want to force you now to have so you won't have to
Oh wait,
procreate.
yeah, that was Lisa Milano. It was
Yeah, yeah. The has been teen bop
yeah. That was actually weird
heartthrob.
because
Yeah.
I thought she was kind of more conservative, but I guess she sort of joined the Team Woke, and now she's spewing the garbage as well. You know.
Yep, team
What
feces
exactly did
eater.
she say? What exactly did she say, boxing?
No, she's just against she look, she just feels that abortion and okay, the best way to not have babies is not to have sex.
All right.
Basically,
Well,
like who's actually gonna listen to that?
well, listen, man. I gotta tell you, for once, I actually agree with this point of view because these people they need to stop breeding. Yeah.
Someone said that yesterday. I think it was the Star Wars dad, Peace to John. He
Oh,
said
really?
that yesterday, man. He was like, and Craig as well. He said, we should thank them and they should pass that because at least we
Yeah,
won't have to deal with dumb
for
people
sure.
coming from them anymore. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a self regulating a problem. Yeah. Yeah, fucking awesome. Yeah, it's just ridiculous stuff. It's really
Yeah,
ridiculous stuff.
yeah, it is.
So, what about our girlfriend Hortacio Cortez? I heard
Oh
she was in the Bronx. I don't know, it was this week or maybe last week, and
God.
she actually sort of changed her speech pattern to, let's say, more of an urban
Uh,
sort of toner. And people were like, "That's not how she talks.
uh,
That's like the whole Tabasco thing with Clinton. You know, I mean, that
yeah,
is fucking racist, man. That is
yeah. I
top of the
mean,
line racism. You know what I mean?
brother, listen. First of all, Casio Cortez, she looks like a donkey to me. Okay, um, I don't mean to
I'll do
disrespect
anything, man. I
anyone.
don't
Yeah,
care.
she looks like a donkey to me. And she thinks like a donkey. She's just a big jackass. You can't listen to anything. Look what she's cost New York. She's cost New York billions of dollars. For getting rid of what was it, Google, I think it was, yeah, well, yeah, it was good. And Amazon, I think, was or eBay, and it's just one of them big companies, and just to move that out of New York after it was producing and helping the state, like it's ridiculous, and all of these baby killing legislations and bills, and it's just getting to a point, man, where you know her and Maxine Waters and the rest of these guys, man, they just need to get on one bus and have an accident. You know what I
Sorry.
mean?
Yeah,
Just have one big accident.
yeah. One big happy accident. Bob Ross would say. That's what we
Yeah.
do. That's what we do.
Yep, yep.
So yeah, well, actually, lots of stuff has been going on. Lots of stuff. Of course, last time we talked about the arrest of Julian Assange, but I think the net is tightening around freedom of speech on the internet as we know it, because in fact, yeah, I don't know if I discussed this last time. I don't think I did, but for instance, Austria, that's a country central in Europe. They're now putting in a legislation where nobody can go on the internet anonymously. So you're going to have some sort of license to go on the internet. All of your info will be sort of semi public,
Right.
and yeah, I think that's just another form of censorship. And a lot of this stuff is going on right before the EU elections that are coming up. And I think that's the 23rd of May. Facebook has announced that they actually put on a team of hundreds of people
Right.
to filter out fake news. Who's the judge of fake news? That's of course Facebook itself.
Right.
uh, they're deleting conservative accounts from Twitter. They
Yep.
deleted Paul Joseph Watson. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy he's like a meme lord. He does art critiques, and
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course he's anti progressive. So
Right.
his voice has to be snuffed out.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they're actually going after people's finances.
Yeah.
For instance, Toby Robinson has been a sort of his bank. They're sort of messing with his bank accounts and all of that stuff. So you
Wow.
can't make any more money from your voice on the internet. So this goes beyond the whole. What was that? What's that platform that people use to do like super chat Patreon? The
The
Patreon stuff.
Patreons, yeah,
This goes
yeah.
beyond Patreon stuff because this affects people's actual, let's say, offline life. Your
Yep.
bank account, that's like your means of existence. So now they're not even snuffing out voices, but they're snuffing out people's means of getting by in life, and it's just getting crazier and crazier, you know.
It's great.
So
It's like Trump now, they figured, okay, well, since they found no collusion, now they want his taxes again because he owed billions of dollars back in the days, but these dummies aren't understanding that he already disclosed that with everyone. He's written books about it. As a matter of fact, he's known as the only man in the world to be in debt in billions and come back straight from the ashes.
yeah, for sure,
And
he's a
yeah,
comeback kid. Yeah.
yeah, it was already debunked. So it's like these things that are happening now. It's all because you look once Clinton didn't win the presidency because had she
Can I
won the
say?
president,
Can I jump in just before? Sorry to sort of disrupt your line of thought, but the thing with Trump was, guy's an entrepreneur. You know,
right,
he knows how to sort of play the system. So if a person does it, that's comes from a progressive point of view. When they play the system, it's okay. But when an entrepreneur, a white guy that actually makes money, he plays the system, then it's not okay. He
right.
didn't break the law. He just he just was smarter than the law, so to speak. You know. So yeah.
Basically, I mean, he did nothing illegal, really. I mean, because the guy was just selling land, and building. I mean, what's illegal about that? It's just a lot of things. And like I was saying, once Clinton lost, had she won, this was going to benefit the whole cabal around the whole world, even where you are. You know what I mean? This was going to benefit them. But since it's not, and now that they have a chance to actually win this back, and actually,
Listen,
regardless
buddy.
what.
Nobody wanted Clinton. Even the progressives didn't want Clinton because they wanted Bernie Sanders. They didn't want her, so she's not going to get elected. And I hope she
I hope
runs
she
in
doesn't.
2020 because
Oh,
it's
this is
going to be
gonna
a
be.
landslide victory. It's going to be one big shit show. You know.
Well, she won't make it. Sixth, she won't make it. Look, before November, expect a lot of arrests. Did you hear what's happening down here? They already hired a special investigation team on the spying. So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
leadway. Yep, that's the leadway on the spying of the campaign on who it's connected to, and it's gonna connect to everything. That's it. So by November, man, expect a lot of things going on. They already tried a freaking assassination attempt on Trump
Oh, really? I didn't
and
hear about
Pence.
that.
Yeah,
Can you expand on that a little because I haven't heard about
yeah.
that.
Well, really fast. It was they when Pelosi was going to go to, I think it was Pakistan, this big summit, and she had like 96 people in there, even her relatives, and they was going to use the government's,
I
yeah,
did a photo of that on
yeah,
his show,
yeah,
and he told
yeah,
her no, she can't go because it was
exactly.
government lockdown. Yeah,
Exactly. Well, he already knew. See, because he has like three layers of protection.
yeah,
He already knew. Okay, so what he did was he told her, if you want to go, you could go on your own expense, but you won't be doing. At the same time, they caught a guy on the lawn ready to launch some high tech RPG missile. I mean, he was already alerted. Like they caught him before he was even able to take it out the bag. Like
yeah.
and now if you can remember now the whole thing with the envelope passing inside of
That's right.
the
Yeah,
Bush the funeral. Remember the
yeah,
Bush funeral?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Pence was on it too. Was in on it too because he got the envelope as well. But they all failed. You know what I mean? So there's a coup. There's a coup d'état going on.
There's
You
like a
know?
sort of a slow coup d'état going on. Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
That's
oh
right.
yeah.
That's
But it's
right.
being uncovered. It's being uncovered. And I look. There, people say that Fox is involved. Yes, Fox is involved, but there's still honest journalists out there, and we all know that are in Fox that actually that have been talking about this for 2.5 freaking years. And also the QAnon guys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah.
they're disclosing a lot of good stuff. Now, what I wanted to touch on when you went through was with the Julian Assange situation.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's for his own protection. He's arrested for his own protection, and
Well, actually,
I guarantee you
there is a
when
news break in this because I told the last time I said Sweden dropped the charges of the molestation of some woman, but
right.
now they're actually refiling those charges. So I think they really want to destroy Julian Assange, you know. And
Yeah, 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 but he's in American ground. So what's going to happen is the president is going to pardon him before the elections, just in case, and because he deserves it. Listen, I'm an American. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have known what was going on.
well, I do have to nuance that because a lot of people said that certain information was actually brought out that endangered or actually caused the death of a U.S. serviceman. But now there's an update on that as well because this stuff was actually stolen from Wiki before they edited it. So it was one of the editors who did this. So
Right,
he released it sort of pre-edit, and that info that wouldn't have been on those files, that
right,
specific info that caused those servicemen's death.
right.
So yeah, it's regardless of what you think of Assange, I still think it's a weirdo.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
but that's okay. He gets to say what he has to say.
yeah, yeah. Look. This is how I feel about it. He used his freedoms as to his rights as to speaking and disclosing information. He used it well. That's all I have to
Yeah,
say. Now
yeah,
how he
yeah.
went about getting it, and and how everyone else did it, I don't know anything about it. And, but if it's like what you say, it is kind of weird. Yeah, hell
And
yeah, I
the
would have to
and
agree.
it's causing it's bizarro world, man. We're living in bizarro world, and
Oh
I've
yeah,
actually think, and this is also a statement I've made before. I don't really think the world was ready for the internet as it is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
that,
too much freedom to the people, and
yeah,
all of a sudden the masses have a voice, and there's actually some people who make sense when they use this voice, so they have to nip this in the bud. They have to snuff it out, and they're
yes,
trying to actually return to sort of a pre-internet phase where all of the big media companies, all of the record companies, they're trying to go back to that sort of situation so they can milk it for funds. You know what I mean?
yep,
And but the genie's out of the bottle, bro. Genie's
oh
out of
yeah,
the bottle. It's not going to happen.
oh yeah,
People will figure out the internet developments, technology developments are going so fast. We have all the torrent stuff. People are going to figure out a way to bypass all of this shit, and I hope sooner than later because. Yeah, come on, man. This shit will not stand. That's what I'm saying.
oh yeah. I stand with you on that. Uh, Definitely. You
So,
know,
Cody, to kind of throw it over a different sort of thing, entertainment-wise, is there any good stuff you've been watching lately? Any movies?
listen, there's this animation on Netflix called Baki, Baki, and whoever's into martial arts and stuff,
Oh,
that
really?
yeah, that is awesome, man. It's on season 2. It just started season 2. It is awesome. Go check out Baki on Netflix is awesome, and here on YouTube, check out Cobra Kai, man.
Cobra Kai, yeah, yeah. But isn't
Oh
that on
man,
the premium service? What do you call the
yeah,
YouTube movie service?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like a subscription or something, right? You have to.
Yeah, but what's good about this is for from 3 on, if they're going to make a season 4, but season 3 is
Yeah.
official. It's coming on.
Mhm.
It's going to be free, so it won't be on premium anymore.
There you go. Well, that's kind of decent of them. You know, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's cool.
yeah.
So I've been meaning to ask you before I forget. Did you see the Ep 9 trailer? And what did you think?
The episode 9 trailer, I tell you right
Yeah,
now, I sat back expecting a pile of shit, and guess what? My kung
hey,
fu intuition was correct. I
yeah, yeah.
weaved the pile of shit coming at me because I knew they was going to do something. You see, I have to give it to Craig's from Reviews for You. He's been on point ever since. And if you guys want to know the truth, man, go check out Craig from Reviews for You, man, with Star Wars news because he has inside information. This guy's awesome.
Kung
He's
Fu.
yeah.
What
And I
the,
I tell you right now,
over
I
the type?
knew I knew this was gonna be something like The Last Jedi, and because they use nostalgia,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
What did you think about the backflip over the Tie Fighter? I mean,
Yeah, I'm, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, not even Mace Windu. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
it would have been awesome, more believable if she would have been able to stop it or slow it down, but
No,
to
but
jump
dude,
over it.
Kylo, he's supposedly a Jedi as well, so he
Right,
wouldn't have no sort of precognizance of what she was planning to do. He's got
right.
the better skills or the same skills that she has. And how the hell she didn't train for nothing, man? All of a sudden, she can do backflips up at Tie Fighters.
That's it's
That's not
crazy. And
jumping
if
the shark. I don't know what is, man.
yeah, and another thing is if Luke taught her even more into the Force as a Force goal, then that's a bunch of bullshit. Because then Luke's training, you're basically defeating the purpose. Because Obi-Wan could have trained Luke. He didn't have to go to the Dagobah system. He could have just listened to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You
Yeah.
you you know, and it's crazy. It's just
Well, people were talking about the Lord Sidious laugh, but apparently this is one news bit that I did pick up, is that it's some sort of holographic projection that they're gonna find at the end of the movie. So really, the character is not in the movie. It's just
people are gonna be so pissed off.
yeah, for sure.
Oh my God,
I mean,
J.J.
come on,
Abrams just
seriously, any serious Star Wars person or any person who actually likes good movies, if you're gonna watch Episode 9, I'm not gonna say you can't watch it. I'm not gonna say boycott it, but you're gonna be disappointed. They can polish this turd all they want, but it's adding insult to injury as far as
it's
I'm
still
concerned.
shit. Yep,
Yes,
it's
it's still fucking shit. You know what I mean? And now I think, have you heard about that? The apostate Ryan Johnson is actually going to do that fucking trilogy. Is that a thing? Is that going to happen?
well, just the other day. See, man, this is the thing about Disney, right? Okay. They said before they dropped the trailer that they weren't gonna do any Star Wars for 10 years. Dropped the trailer, everybody heard the Emperor's laugh, butthole started opening up again.
The
Oh
only thing,
yeah, yay,
only thing
yeah.
that's the only thing it took. That greased up the old sphincter.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And then everybody jumped on board again, holding their cheeks open for the Disney dick, right? And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my God, we can do we can give Ryan Johnson the Rise of the Skywalker trilogy, and then we can give the guys who just fucked up the Game of Thrones the Knights of the Old Republic, and then 2 days later, because I guess they did their survey because they knew that the Palpatine trick did it. They took Ryan Johnson out the picture now, so now he's not doing it again.
Okay,
You
thank
know,
God.
yeah, it's crazy. It's like, look, I the Star Wars died to me. I saw The Last Jedi and it died. So basically, for me, I'm just gonna go like this: it's from the prequels to the originals, and then it stops at Rogue One. After that,
Yeah, Rogue One was
I don't,
good.
yeah, yeah. After
Rogue
that,
One was good.
yeah, yeah.
I have to tell you, between you and me, man, I actually like Rogue One a little better than the Last Jedi or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I thought Return of the Jedi was so even when I saw it because I didn't like those Ewoks, man. I thought all that fluffy shit was just a little bit ridiculous. I didn't know why he did it, but apparently this was sort of Lucas's influence. And I know I'm sort of a heretic for saying this, but I always thought that Return of the Jedi was a little mediocre, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you look at it now, it's like, it's a hard movie formula to follow. Nobody can bring that to the table anymore. You know what I mean? It's just basically legend. And when you look at the Ewoks, just like people look at Jar Jar Binks and stuff, people also have to understand that if you have C-3PO and R2-D2 as comic relief, repeat pattern in every film, it gets boring. So this is why, it's just a lot of people weren't ready for this. They claimed they were, but their mind were only with A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. When it came to the prequels, some people were open because some people were like, okay, I'm people that were reading the novels and their minds were open and they were like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I know what's to come. Some were fulfilled, some weren't. Now you have the ones that, swore that, okay, my mind is open. I'm going to go into this, expecting nothing, like the way we should. And what
Yeah,
happened?
sure.
They expected, oh, what happened to Luke? Without understanding the real, meaning of this was way before. We're talking about Luke's father, Leia's father, and mother got together and how, things happened and how the empire was formed and how the Death Star was formed, and it's like the only thing that came close to that was Rogue One because it led off to A New Hope. That's it.
Well, as Tony Soprano says, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they they messed everything up, man. I think they should have given Ray, eh, first of all, Luke and Mara Jade should have been mentioned. You know what I mean? To give Ray, if they weren't going to do that, then they should have did Jaina Solo. They should have given him the title of the Jaina Solo, and because from what I hear, the rumor is she's gonna be related to Palpatine.
Well, actually, what they did, they sort of scrapped the whole expanded universe and all of the canon stuff, all of the books, all of the comics. They say up to a certain point that it was all scrapped from canon, right? So they actually went the opposite way, I think.
What a
Yeah,
mistake. And I
yeah,
tell you, and I tell you right now, this is why Star Wars is dead.
yeah,
They forgot about the important fandom, which is the people like me from 77 up,
yeah,
you know, um, you know, we have so much money and we haven't invested so much in merchandise that to actually just scrap it. So then why don't they just do this then to make it fair? This is how I forgive them. If they take Lucas films out and they put Kennedy films, because the Lucasfilms I represented, the Lucasfilms that I wasted all my money on, which I could say I could have bought maybe three houses and maybe 16 cars,
yeah. At
and
least,
could have had life insurance for like everybody that I've known. Like, come on, man, that's a lot of fucking money here.
yeah,
And for these guys to say, well, whatever you bought and everything that's in front of you and every character that we made before, retcon doesn't matter. Wow, so this is exactly why, people like Ryan Johnson, when you have fans that are like, I hope you die. That it's heartfelt, and I can understand that. I can't actually go and say you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't wish death on anybody. Listen, if this person got rid of, an expensive collection because he went ahead and said, I can always get the old collection back if I invest into the new collection. And it's come to find out, you buy all the shit from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi to come to find out that Luke Skywalker is not worth shit. Now, even the head, Leia is not worth shit. Mary Poppins is not worth anything. Like, nothing, not even Akbar,
yeah, yeah,
nothing. So this is why people are like, yo, you basically almost made me starve and I killed my man. You can go, this is why people have to understand there are a lot of things that Ryan Johnson and Kennedy and Disney did behind destroying a franchise like this. This was a franchise that was supposed to continue where they could have comfortably went back and forth and introduced time travel, but now they just basically want to force agendas. It's ridiculous.
yeah. They polluted it, man. They completely polluted it. They took something that was inherently good, that was actually sort of a guide for people's lives, comfort in difficult situations, and they completely, yeah, they corrupted it. They made it something it's not, and it's just a crying shame. And like you, I'm also a fan of the first hour. It was actually, in fact, the first movie I ever watched in the cinema, the New Hope. And yeah, but I also have to say I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I do buy all of the toys still, lots of them, mainly from Empire Strikes Back, and just selected stuff that I like. I actually just bought the artifacts. What's that guy? He's one of the bounty hunt Dengar. I bought the Dengar, It's a 1/10 scale statuette, which is actually really nice. I want to do a review about that.
Yeah, I have Bosk. I just bought Bosk.
Oh yeah, the boss, and it's actually pretty cool for those people who don't know. You get parts from for the Boba Fett figure. So when you
Mm,
collect all of the bounty hunters, you can actually create a really nice Boba Fett statuette. So yeah, that said, I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but yeah, I don't care about all of the reboot stuff. It's fluff. It's nothing to me.
exactly.
It's baked there.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I mean, I still collect the old Star Wars, like from A New Hope all the way to Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and the prequels.
Well,
But anything else, I can't.
it's a bit of a shame because the toys are actually pretty good. I mean, the toy technologies, they're so much better than they used to be in the 70s. That's like
Oh yeah,
leaps and bounds, no difference.
oh yeah.
And yeah, I must imagine, can only imagine how pissed off companies like Hasbro are for all these inferior characters and storylines.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a lost opportunity right there. But anyway, buddy, I kind of have to cut this short because I have some stuff to do. I want to thank you for coming on my stream, and I had a really good time. I hope the people listening had a good time as well. It was just sort of a casual stuff. We didn't plan anything. I hope to do more stuff with you, Jedi. So we'll keep in touch. We are now connected on Hangouts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the toxic thing. I think that's a really good idea. I'd like to be involved with that somehow.
I got you, brother. Yeah, definitely, man. We'll invite you on the panel, man. Definitely.
And like I
I
said, maybe some of the toy stuff that would be really cool as well, Jedi.
yeah, and that too, man. Yeah, yeah. We'll collaborate, man. Definitely, man. We'd love to.
So, listen, man, I'm going to stop the broadcast. Hang on a little bit. We'll do sort of a post broadcast talk. And I want to thank everybody in the chat and everybody listening. And guys, this channel is not done. I'm working on a big project. In the weeks to come, I'm going to reveal it. It's going to be a special stream. So hang on for that. And cheers.